Hey, what's up guys? John here. Elon Musk has a super bad feeling about the economy and he's now beginning layoffs. He's not alone. Meta is doing the same thing. Amazon doing the same thing. Carvana. A lot of big firms are doing massive layoffs in preparation for a big depression. Jamie Dimon, he came out recently and said that we're stepping into a hurricane. It's not behind us, it's in front of us. A lot of large corporations are preparing for this big problem that is likely going to be coming to this economy. Here's what Elon Musk is saying is happening now. Elon Musk has a super bad feeling about the economy, wants to slash Tesla jobs. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has a super bad feeling about the economy, wants to cut about 10% of jobs at Tesla. He said in an email to executives on Thursday sent by Reuters, the email came 2 days after the world's richest man told employees to return to the workplace or even leave the company. Tesla employs about 100,000 people in the company and its subsidiaries at the end of 2021, according to an annual SEC filing. The company was not immediately available for comment. Musk's stark warning of a potential recession and the knock-off of effects for automakers is the most direct and high-profile forecast of its kind in the industry. While concerns about the risk of a recession have grown, demand for Tesla cars and electric vehicles remains strong. Well, I believe that's the gas prices are definitely going to be a driving factor where people are going to look for alternatives. They're either going to switch to mopeds, they're going to downsize from a truck to a four-door sedan, a little four-cylinder. I think people are going to start downsizing, but I think we're going to start to see a lot more attention sent to electric vehicles by default. Because if people are spending, hypothetically, $150 to fill up a small Honda Civic gas tank, they're going to start looking for alternatives, especially if they're doing that once a week, spending $600 a week or $600 a month on gas. Then they're spending maybe $200 for insurance. It's $800 if they have a car payment for, let's say, $300 or $400. I mean, it's almost like a rent payment just to drive a basic everyday car. People are going to be looking for alternatives, and right now Tesla is the leader in electric vehicles, including increasing dealer inventories in the United States have not materialized, but Tesla has struggled to restart production at its Shanghai facility after the lockdowns forced costly outages at the plant. Musk's gloomy outlook echoes recent comments from executives including JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, and Goldman Sachs President John Waldron. A hurricane is right down the road coming our way. Inflation in the United States is soaring at 40-year highs and has caused a jump in the cost of living for Americans, while the Federal Reserve faces a difficult task of dampening demand enough to curb inflation while not causing a recession. That is, in my opinion, that's like nearly impossible. How are we going to do that? We have record high debt across the board. We have 1.7 trillion in auto loans, or 1.46 trillion in auto loans, 1.7 trillion in student loans. We have $1 trillion in credit card debt, and we have all of these Americans that have borrowed as much money as possible based on the tone that the economy is going to stay the same and money was going to flow in like it was flowing in March of 2020 when people were receiving stimulus checks and unemployment benefits, and the markets are really great. Stocks were going up, crypto is going up. People had more money. Now all that money is getting pulled out of the market, and the cost to borrow that former debt is going to get more expensive as interest rates rise, and we're going to see employers like Elon Musk and other corporations start to hire less, start to do layoffs, and really start to take away a lot of the incentives that were formerly issued. So what are we going to likely see? We're going to start to see massive defaults, which is going to push us into a recession, and then I think that recession is going to lead us closer into a depression. We've had it really good for a really long time, and I think we're going to really be stepping into something that we've never stepped into before. Pause all hiring. Before Musk's warning, which came to an email titled "Pause All Hiring Worldwide," Tesla had about a 5,000 job posting on LinkedIn from sales in Tokyo and engineers in its new Berlin Gigafactory to deep learning scientists in Palo Alto. Musk's demand that staff return to the office has already been faced by pushback in Germany. Everyone at Tesla is required to spend a minimum of 40 hours in the office per week, Musk wrote in a Tuesday email. If you don't show up, we'll assume you have resigned. Musk also engaged in Thursday in a Twitter spat with Australian tech billionaire co-founder Scott, who ridiculed and directive in a series of tweets as being like something out of the 1950s. Something out of the 1950s. Now, just 3 years ago, people would go to work. They would show up to work and they would work hard, and there was accountability. Now, after the last 2 years, there's still probably accountability. Obviously, employers can verify that work has been done, But in terms of company culture fades away, at least in my belief, if the company is not together, if they don't see each other, if employees are not working together, brainstorming, coming up with ideas, all these things, they mean something to a company, especially a company I would imagine like Tesla with 100,000 employees. When these employees are scattered everywhere and no one's communicating, and the accountability is starting to be questioned, and this isn't 1950s. This is pure American capitalism. People should show up for work. At least if that's in the job description where it's required that people need to show up for work, I don't think that's a far ask anymore. I mean, maybe it is. What do you think about this entire situation? I think we're stepping into something interesting though, because if we look at what happened in Q3, early Q4 of 2021, Elon Musk sent out a warning saying that we're going to be likely stepping into a recession. He said in the spring to summer to no later than 2023. He said we're going to be stepping into a big recession. A lot of people are saying, no, that's not going to happen. Everything's booming. But meanwhile, all the richest people in the world were all selling stock at that same exact time. Now we're actually, seeing the pullback in stocks and crypto. We're starting to see the hesitation around the board, and we're starting to see mortgage lenders getting laid off in mass scale across a variety of large companies, including Wells Fargo and Better.com. So we're starting to see the demand being pulled back from the housing market. We're seeing 20% of all home sales now seeing price reductions, whereas just 6 months ago, all those homes were seeing multiple offers, over asking, buyers paying all cash, no contingencies. Like, people were desperate to get into a home. And now, are we seeing that? No, we're not. We're seeing a new market. I think we're seeing the beginning of a new market. Now, I believe we're going to be stepping into a massive opportunity to invest in distressed real estate. I really believe a really big opportunity to invest in distressed real estate is going to be coming in front of us. Maybe 6 months from now, maybe 3 months, maybe a year. It depends on how fast this thing is moving. But right now, it looks like we're moving pretty quickly. But as we start to see the fear hit in, what's ultimately going to happen is sellers are going to be rushing to the exit door. It's almost going to be like a fire in a movie theater where people are rushing to the exit door. Everyone that's thinking about selling their property over the next 5 years, they're going to start to see prices really starting to come down. The economy is starting to see some more fear. Interest rates are rising. They're going to say, you know what? If I'm going to sell, I need to do it right now. We're going to see all this inventory hit the market. That's going to then signal to buyers even further that maybe we're stepping into a recession. This is not the time to buy. And then it's going to basically be a situation where the most desperate sellers are going to be reducing their prices the most to find that buyer, especially in certain price points. If you're talking 500,000 and above, that's going to be a different market. If you're talking under 500,000, it can be a different market. So, and I think all markets are going to respond a little bit differently. So it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all approach immediately. I think we're going to see some markets like Los Angeles and New York start to see the pinch faster than places maybe like Florida for the time being. I think, Florida's definitely going to have some problems though. And Texas definitely going to have some problems. If we look at what's going on right now in Texas, right, 35% of the entire economy is based on oil and gas, and those industries are seeing big problems, right? As we start moving closer to this, green energy movement, you have 35% of the economy based on fossil fuels. That's going to be a problem if we start to see those jobs starting to be cut back, and the revenue from those jobs created that supports small business, that money fade away, right? These are concerns. And same with the insurance problems that we're starting to see in Florida. We're also seeing a lot of people in Florida that moved to Florida that now want to relocate, go back to Los Angeles and go back to New York. I was just reading an article the other day about this. So I think we're going to see some very, very interesting things, interesting trends happen in the real estate market, all of which are going to be massive opportunities for the smart and savvy investor. If you want to learn about real estate, you want to make money online business, if you need help with your credit to make sure that you can qualify for the best loan possible, at least from a credit perspective, if you need help doing that, cashnow.video. Cashnow.video. Subscribe here. Also subscribe to my second YouTube channel. It's going to be a podcast and a call-in show. You're going to be able to call in and talk to me this upcoming week, potentially tomorrow. And also follow me on Instagram, up in the banner, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, and I'll catch you guys later.